sit back, relax, and enjoy, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
It's not gonna happen, and Daniel McMillan,
Pennsylvania native, kept your winning here at Pocono.
Third win of the season, and win the championship.
Ryan Benjamin with the last lap pass,
And he is going to score the victory in the Minute Maid 300.
Salmon Oskin, third win of the season.
He's gonna get it and only leads 3 laps today!
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Darlington Raceway for round number 16 of the NOFSRL Body Armor Cup Series Season 1, the Chick-fil-A Salute the Troops Southern 500 here. One of the biggest races of the season here, our last race where we hand out a Season 2 reserve bid to reserve slot to the winner. And it is going to be a fun one here today. 74 laps around this iconic racetrack here today. He's going to always produce us some thrilling races. Obviously, we saw it just a couple weeks ago here in the Mellow Yellow Southern 500, the Chick-fil-A Cup Series finale. How great a racing that produced. We are back at it here again this weekend here for 74 laps. We saw him qualifying yesterday. It's an all-Dodge lockout. It's going to be, we got some guys struggling who need good runs. They start in the back of the field. We're going to have to see how this plays out today. Obviously, tire fall off, all that stuff is important here. There's no shortening around it. You know, the tire fall off can be pretty bad here. It'll wear out your car. You get into the wall, it can damage you, and you can have a lot of damage from that. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong here, and not necessarily a lot of room for error. We will see as once this race drops the green here, how this is going to all play out today for the 16th round of the season. As we reflect on that, let's take a look at the point standings as they run after 15 races. Angel Oliveira is now the new points leader, and he has got a pretty sizable gap over Brandon Nelson. Take a look there, Oliveira at 110 points, down to Brandon Nelson at 92. Josh Williamson has slid all the way back to third at 86 points, 24 off the leader. Back-to-back DNFs with no points, with Oliveira winning last week has hurt him. Scott Upton still stabilized there in fourth place. And obviously, if you look behind them, they're starting to form a gap to the rest of the pack. Zidell is 14 off of Upton, along with Dustin Davis, Alexander Rose 15 back, and then that's where it starts to get even more. See Arthur Xavier is 58, Equan has him at 55 points. The gaps are really starting to form there. You can see the guys, we're starting to see that separation that we think we're starting to see that separation. We've been waiting a lot of the year to see when it occurs, but it's starting to slowly form there. Obviously, on the owner's side, Stuart Grant Motorsports, outside of Otter Island Motorsports, has basically gapped the entire field here. Obviously, it's 173 points for Stuart Grant Motorsports team there, 144 for Otter Island, and then third place now in the owner's points, Dracoan Racing is at 115 points, tied with American Motorsports, and then Velocity Racing in 6th or 5th position. Ryan Racing still hanging tough though with the big boys this season in 6th position with 107 points. So obviously lots on the line, drivers wise, owners wise, season 2 wise with the reserve slot on the line. We're going to set to have the cars roll off here. We'll see how this is going to play out here today. As they roll off here, Nathan Faden and Brock Nelson going to start on the front row after strong qualifying efforts yesterday. Ryan Durrani and Dustin Davis make up row number 2. Row number 3 will feature Colton Yo and Thomas Lipscomb. Row number 4 will feature Usman Hamid and Jonathan Logan. Row number 5 is going to have Davey Johnson and Christopher Altheby. A couple of the notables, last week's winner, Angel Oliveira, starts in 12th. Brandon Nelson starts in 13th. Justin Zidell starts in 15th. I think that's 16th, my bad. Then take a look there. Josh Williamson's going to start in 26th. Dale Lightning in 27th. So a couple guys who are sort of up there in the points. Not good runs for them qualifying. Scott Upton's also going to start pretty deep in the field here today. He'll start, I believe he'll start on the inside of row number 10. So a lot of guys who did not have good qualifying efforts. But it's going to be a fun one here. Obviously, fuel window should be about 27 to 29 laps here. We'll see how that all plays out here when they drop the green flag for this race coming up here in just about a turn or two here. Here they go. Nathan Faden, Brock Nelson, Nathan Faden looking for his first win. Brock Nelson looking for his second win. Both drivers looking for a Season 2 reserve spot. It is the Chick-fil-A Salute the Troops Southern 500 here. They are rounding off turn 4. Nathan Faden and Brock Nelson lead us up through the gears. Let's send them loose here. We are off to the races at Darlington. Lap number 1 in the books here. Nathan Faden's going to lead that. He's leading a 5-car freight train here along the top lane of the racetrack. He's got Faden, Brock Nelson, Dustin Davis, Thomas Lipscomb, Jonathan Logan. Hamid's in 6th. Durrani fell back to 7th. Colton Yo fell back to 8th. Oh, Davey Johnson just pounded the wall there coming off of turn number 2. That's going to hurt Olvera a ton. He'll lose a lot of momentum as they lose some spots there. Now Troxel's on the move up through the field here. Dustin Davis slid a little bit wide. Jonathan Logan's looking to take to the inside of him. Thomas Troxel looking to crack into the top 10 here, moving into the 9th. Brandon Nelson, he'll drag Nelson into the top 10. So Nelson's already up into the points here. As they run, it's going to be Nelson trying to close in all of that gap that he can today on Angel Olvera. Maybe come out of here with the points lead, but Nathan Faden's got himself a little bit of a separation between him and Brock Nelson, who's under fire from Thomas Lipscomb, Dustin Davis, Jonathan Logan, Usmain Hamid. Durrani close back up to the back bumper of Usmain Hamid. He's got Colton Yo, who he's dragging with him. Thomas Troxel, Brandon Nelson, both who were already into the top 10. Christopher Alphaby slid back a ton. He slid all the way back to 14th there. Scott Upton's up to 13th. Angel Olvera slid way back there after having a little bit of contact there with Davey Johnson trying to avoid coming off the corner. Josh Williamson has slid back to 31st in the early phases of this race. The last thing he had wanted to see in that 25 camp. Brock Nelson slid wide. He lost some spots. Now Thomas Lipscomb is up to 2nd. Dustin Davis still in 3rd. Logan, Usmain Hamid. Nelson's back to 6th. Ryan Durrani 7th. Thomas Troxel's moving up to 8th. Nelson Bronson minute. Colton Yo slid wide. That opens the door for more of these guys to move up through the field. See if Lipscomb can chase down Nathan Faden in the early going. Dustin Davis, Jonathan Logan separating a little bit. The 2 Davenport family racing machines. A lot of single file here so far, but we're seeing a lot of guys are definitely making mistakes and losing some time, and we're seeing a lot of big runs through these corners. Faden running a slight higher lane than Thomas Lipscomb there through 1 and 2. Lipscomb closes the door, closes up to him though. Not all the way there yet, but he might have a run heading into 3 and 4. Let's see if he can do it. Not quite there yet. Lipscomb's going to get all over the back bumper at Nathan Faden. Heading down the front straightaway. He'll dive it into turn 1. Thomas Lipscomb going to the lead here. Powerful move to the inside. Davis and Jonathan Logan go with him. Nathan Faden just slowed up there a lot in the corner. Bad run through the center of that turn. And now he's going to drop back from the lead to 4th in just 1 turn. 1 set of corners there. He's got the 2 Davenport family racing machines. Thomas Troxel's moving up through the field, so keep an eye on that 53 body armor machine as he moves up through the field. Right now, Thomas Lipscomb, he wants a shot at this season 2 reserve bid that he lost at Michigan on late in the going there. When the caution came out, felt he could have had a shot at it, but Dustin Davis wants it too. Dustin Davis, who's been hunting for that elusive first win for months now, it feels like. You know, Nashville, Twin Ring, all sorts of races this year where Dustin Davis has had a race-winning car, and it just hasn't come through for him. Jonathan Logan up to 3rd. Nathan Faden, Usmain Hamid. Thomas Troxel got by the 22 of Brock Nelson, who lost a ton of time there. And Brandon Nelson's just staying in Troxel's wing right now, so keep an eye on that 18 car. Obviously, with Olvera not in the points currently, that could be pretty interesting championship implications. As they go, Dustin Davis, Thomas Lipscomb, Jonathan Logan, top 3 trying to separate a little bit here. For the most part, this top 7, top 6 is separated from the rest of the pack. Lipscomb's going back to the lead. He'll take the 54 with him to the bottom. He'll dive right back down to the inside. Thomas Lipscomb back to the lead here at Darlington. Jonathan Logan, though, is not going to settle for 2nd. He wants a shot at that lead to get some time up front that he hasn't had all year. Here he goes, 54 car looking down to the inside. Not going to do it yet. Faden's up to third. Let's see here as they roll through the center of the corner. Nothing doing there for Jonathan Logan in that turn. A lot of passing clearly able to take place here. This racetrack's coming in well here in these weather conditions. It's a little bit overcast today. Good temperatures though, so we'll see how this plays out. Eric Monaco's into the points. Brock Nelson sliding back. Scott Upton is knocking on the door of points here in the early going. Angel Oliveira just has slidden way back. Angel Oliveira is all the way back in 25th. Josh Williamson is still running in 30th at the moment. So a terrible run for that 25 camp. Just the season coming apart when he did not need it to. This late in the going. Oh, Ousmane Hamid had a pretty poor run there through the center of the corner. It held him up a lot. Troxel and Brandon Nelson and Bronson Minnick are all up to his back bumper. That could get a little dicey if they are all checked up there. Troxel's going to dive down to the inside of Ousmane Hamid, and he's going to take Nelson with him. Let's see here. Ooh, side by side. Hamid with the fight back on the outside. Ousmane Hamid going to the outside. Keeps that fifth position. My bad. Fifth position there. Now Brandon Nelson loses a bunch of time. Got a little bit wide there through 1 and 2, and he lost a ton of time. Going to slide from about 7th all the way out of the points. That is a terrible run through the corner there for Brandon Nelson. That runs him straight out of the points there, as the top 4 cars have broken away from the rest of the pack, who's starting to get pretty racy. We're seeing this a lot so far this year. We've seen a lot of races where you'll just see the top 4 guys, get in a line and sort of work with each other to separate from the field and then race with each other. But Brandon Nelson, who slid all the way outside of the points there. Oh, never mind. He's in 10th. I think Brandon Nelson, he lost a couple points there through that slide. Obviously still early in the going, but now he's got his teammate Scotty Upton, who's in that 07 machine and is hungry for another win. Wants to join his teammate and get 4 wins on the season for Stuart Grattan Motorsports. Jonathan Logan, though. Dustin Davis piles it through to the bottom. Move Davis back to the 3rd spot. 70 car looking strong. He's making a ton of moves here early in the going. Top 3 have separated. That is now almost over a 2.5 second gap from Lipscomb back to Ousmane Hamid, who's got Troxel still searching to move up a spot there. Bronson Minnick's in 9th, looking for a bounce back run after a DNF for a blown motor at Auto Club. Brandon Nelson, Scott Upton, Patrick Smith. Patrick Smith not in the points yet, still putting together some nice runs here as the season progresses. 16 laps already clicked down here at Darlington, and it has been interesting here to say the least. See Jonathan Logan in search of that first win. You also have Thomas Lipscomb looking for his first win there. Let's see here. Dustin Davis. Nathan Faden has fallen off a lot there. I don't know if it's the tire fall off or what, but the top 3 cars have completely separated themselves here. Let's see how this plays out here. Troxel's up to 5th, Hamid back to 6th, Brandon Nelson and the whole pack are right back up the gearbox of Bronson Minnick. So 6th on back can get a little dicey. Do not want to make a mistake there. You could get freight trained straight all the way back to maybe where Arthur Xavier is, and Arthur Xavier's in 14th. So we saw with Angel Oliveira, you get freight trained out of there early and it can be troublesome for you. On the good side for Josh Williamson, you see he is moving up through the field, but that is a long way to go. He's only in 27th, hasn't even gotten back up to where he started the race. Alphabet getting shuffled, Upton getting shuffled, Hamid getting shuffled. A lot of guys getting shuffled back through the field here. Ooh, Hamid's still fighting on that outside through 3 and 4. That 40 car is looking strong on the outside, turns 3 and 4. Brandon Nelson, though, trying to hold on to that point spot there. Oh, it's been a lot of exciting going on here. Taking a look here. See Nelson going back to the inside of Ousmane Hamid. He's got Patrick Smith with him. Now let's see how we can do here with this. Brandon Nelson, Ousmane Hamid. Hamid is just fighting on that outside. A lot of speed for that 40 machine coming on the outside of 3 and 4. He's been able to fend off Nelson, but not that time. He's going to lose a ton of spots there. Smith goes by, Upton goes by, Fitzy goes by. Now the 40 car is going to settle back down here in 13th position, I believe. So tough break from there, just slid wide, lost all his spots. Dustin Davis is up to second. So he's trying to chase down Thomas Lipscomb here, who is so far so good here in that 48 machine. But now Jonathan Logan, crossover move by the 54. He goes to the inside and takes the lead. Oh, goodness. 54 car is looking strong here in the early going. Thomas Lipscomb's got to be careful here, obviously. You're on old tires now. You're on old tires. You don't want to make a mistake here. It could get bad. Jonathan Logan, though, turning the heat up on that 54 Nutrient Solutions machine. Let's see what he can do here. Obviously took over for Kelly Rhodes midway through the season, or midway through the season as far as races that we've done so far. That machine is looking fast here. Dustin Davis. These three have completely separated from Faden, who's separated from Troxel. Taking a look, everybody is still running at the moment. Obviously, the field is definitely getting separated here. So we're seeing a lot of separation between the guys. 14 seconds is the gap. It's going to be interesting, too. If this race stays green, we absolutely will see some lap traffic play into the effect of this race. But see Nathan Faden just sitting there in 4th position, about a second and a half off the leader, and about a second-ish and a half back to Thomas Troxel. He's got Eric Monaco he's dragging along with him, Brock Nelson, Bronson Minnick, Brandon Nelson, and Scott Upton. So both the Stuart Grattan cars in the top 10. Obviously, they want more points than 9th and 10th. That's not really going to do much for them, but either way, they continue their string of points. Thomas Lipscomb, though, continues to lead here. It's been exciting, though. Obviously, Lipscomb's led a bunch of laps, but tons and tons of passing throughout the field. Now this 54, Jonathan Logan. He's going to get all the way to the back bumper of the 48 there with a big run through 1 and 2. Now let's see if he can finally try and make that pass to the inside of Thomas Lipscomb. Nothing doing there. Speeds, obviously, the tough part now is that the tires are so falling off here. It's almost like, how are you, how careful can you be? How aggressive do you want to be on these tires? These guys definitely could just be sitting there saving their stuff, knowing that they have a pit stop coming up here in the next 5 laps. Which will be interesting to see, how this racing picks up once we do hit pit road. Nathan Faden, Dustin Davis, though, is like, I'm going to grab a few more spots here before pit road sequence starts. He's going to try and get around the 54, Jonathan Logan, but Logan's going to fight back on the outside with a huge run off of 3 and 4. Dustin Davis in that 70 car. The inside lane, not necessarily the greatest place to be in 3 and 4 on old tires, as he found out there. He's going to lose just a touch of time. Thomas Lipscomb's going to break away there. That 48 car is dominating so far in the early phases of this race. And Dustin Davis, he's not done yet, though. Not going to be able to get there. Thought about it, just did not have enough there with the car to make that move. Thomas Troxel's broken away from Monaco a little bit. See the 2 Stuart Grattan Motorsports machines still battling it out there for 9th and 10th. Top 3, though, have separated themselves, all still within a second. 1.8 seconds back to, 1.5 seconds back to Faden. He actually closed in that time. I think Troxel did as well, so we will have to see here. Worth noting here, obviously they're putting in about 28-second lap times. Thomas Lipscomb is in turns 3 and 4. William Brock is in turns 1 and 2, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Obviously, there's some slower cars here today, guys missing the setups and all, but so far, so good for Thomas Lipscomb. "28 laps down. Expecting to see pit stops here start soon. Exactly sure when. Nathan Faden's going to lead them onto pit road, so that should start the pit cycle here. Now this is going to be interesting. Nathan Faden going for the undercut. He's the only guy going for the undercut from the looks of it. So could he be Alexander Rowe, which he's far back, doesn't necessarily matter. Could Nathan Faden pull in the undercut? Could that be a potential strategy to gain that 2.5 back that he was behind the leaders back up? He'll have the track position, he'll have clean air, and he'll have fresh tires. So we are going to see here how this plays out, but that could be a potentially big move there for Nathan Faden. Brandon Nelson's going to stay out along with Chase Harris. Interesting strategy there by those guys. See, where is Nathan Faden at in the 98 car? He's about to finish. He's got right sides, dropping the jack on that. They're going to put the left sides on now, so we'll take a look there, keep you updated on where the 98 of Faden runs. A lot of guys still staying out there, so interesting strategy calls here. Going to be a 3-lap cycle or so on the pits. Let's see how this pit stops go here for these guys. Lipscomb, Dustin Davis, Jonathan Logan in. Oh, see Brock Nelson also coming down here to pit from his second stall. Let's see how this goes here. Gonna watch on the 22 and Nelson here as we watch the pit exit cam here. Lipscomb dropped the jack. Jonathan Logan's gonna beat him off pit road. So Jonathan Logan in the 54, that team put together a fast stop. And he's going to try and get the lead. They're racing on the outlap here. Jonathan Logan's going to take the lead. Dustin Davis lost some time, but here comes Nathan Faden. That undercut strategy might have worked big, and he'll take the lead in the 98 machine. So Nathan Faden pulls the undercut, and he will take the lead here at the Darlington Raceway. And he'll have a pretty nice gap there over the 54 Jonathan Logan. Dustin Davis getting high there. Brock Nelson, Scott Upton, Fitzy, Patrick Smith. Let's see. I know some of these guys still are coming off of pit road here, so we will see how this all cycles out here. Brandon Nelson's the last guy off of pit road, so let's see how this plays out here. We'll let you update you on just a moment here on what the gaps look like. Nathan Faden has a pretty good gap there over the 54 Jonathan Logan. And as they come to the stripe here, we're going to find out how this cycled out for all of our leaders. Nathan Faden will take the lead at the line. So the pole sitter in that 98 machine, 1.7 seconds up on Jonathan Logan. Thomas Lipscomb's in third. Dustin Davis is now 4.4 seconds back. Eric Monaco, Scott Upton, Zachary Fitzwater, Patrick Smith, Brock Nelson, Brandon Nelson, Chase Harris, Arthur Xavier, Brett Sierra, Thomas Troxel lost a ton of time on pit road, all the way back to 18th. Tough break there for that team. See a lot of guys, though, just not bouncing back. Otter Island Motorsports is having a disaster of a day. 27th and 28th, not what they needed in this tight owners' points battle. Here we go. Faden on the pit strategy there. Now the question's going to be, can Jonathan Logan chase him back down? Will Nathan Faden drive away with it? We're going to find out here. Closing in on halfway here in the Southern 500. It's been exciting, honestly. We haven't had any cautions, but it has been exciting so far. So let's see how this goes. How this is going to go here. Nathan Faden's got the lead. Jonathan Logan closing a little bit, though, that time. So we're going to see here. This could get interesting. This could get interesting. Jonathan Logan's chewing down that gap. The 54 car is closing. Let's see here. Jonathan Logan definitely looking for a strong run here. Thomas Lipscomb. Dustin Davis has fallen back a lot, 4.2 seconds off the lead. Eric Monaco, Zachary Fitzwater, Scott Upton's up to 7th. Brandon Nelson is safely in 10th for the moment. Interesting race so far for a lot of our championship contenders. Just not many of them to be found. Dustin Davis highest up in the points, 6 right now, or 6 coming into this day. Just, you know, existing right now where he's at. A quiet run for the 70 team. Obviously, he wants a win. That's what he really wants. But you know, to have a fast car here, you know, get those points, any little bit for that team helps. So obviously, he wants a win, but he'll take if he can come out of here with a top 5, that would be huge as well. Eric Monaco with a nice run here today. Zachary Fitzwater, not quite the speed he needs for a race-winning car, but we'll see. Scott Upton, Patrick Smith, Brock Nelson, Brandon Nelson, Chase Harris, Brett Sierra, Arthur Xavier, Justin Zidell, Christopher Alfby, Tristan Allen, Bronson Minnick, Thomas Troxel, Durrani, and Josh Williamson. A lot of guys, though, struggling here today who really needed good runs. Angel Olvera is sliding back even more, down to 30th. Davey Johnson. But Nathan Faden, who now has a 0.7 second lead over Jonathan Logan. Let's see how this is going to play out here as these guys jumping up through the field here. Jonathan Logan's closing in a lot. It was about a 1.8 second lead after the pit stops, and in about 10 laps or so, Jonathan Logan's taken that lead to under half a second, 0.45 seconds at the line. So let's see how this goes here. 4/10 at the stripe. And Logan's closing in. That 54 car's got a lot of speed in the middle of the run. Thomas Lipscomb's closing back in though too, so if these two get racing for second, that's going to help out Nathan Faden a ton and probably allow him to open that gap back up. Lipscomb going to the inside. Let's see if he sends it off in a 1 and 2. He does, and Rowe's going to get by Jonathan Logan, so that's going to hurt the 54's momentum. Not probably too happy there with the 8 Alexander Rowe, but worth noting, Nathan Faden didn't gain a ton of time there from the looks of it. Thomas Lipscomb is still closing in on him. So let's see how this goes here. Thomas Lipscomb hot on the trails of that leader. I think he's going to close in even more this time. Now the only problem he's going to have here is Alexander Rowe's going to go to the inside of him. The lap car racing by second place. All those guys in second and third have to be furious right now. Alexander Rowe holding them up there, but now Rowe's going to go by the leader, it looks like, maybe. Rowe is definitely working his car really well here, trying to fight to get his lap back. Oh, it's going to get interesting here. Will Rowe make a pass to the inside, heading down the front straightaway? No, Jonathan Logan's going to go to the inside of him. He sends it off into the corner. Strong run into the corner by the 54. Jonathan Logan now. Thomas Lipscomb goes around him for third, or gets back around the lap car safely into third. Now Jonathan Logan looking to take the lead here. He'll dive down to the inside, heading into turn 3 and 4. He'll go trying to get the race lead away from Nathan Faden on the inside. There he goes, put Jonathan Logan back to the point here in the number 54 machine. And now Thomas Lipscomb going to tuck back into third, Nathan Faden in second. These three guys have got a strong battle brewing here in the late stages of this race. See Jonathan Logan, Nathan Faden, Thomas Lipscomb's thinking about it. Doesn't quite have the car 2 yet. Worth noting, Scott Upton's up to 6, wants 5th, or up to 5th, wants 4th. And he's going to be trying to get around Dustin Davis. So the 07 Upton's on the move. Championship implications potentially brewing there for Scott Upton as he closes through the field. Sorry about that. Chase Harris will lurk in there in 11th, but Scott Upton's on the move up through the field. But these two guys, Jonathan Logan just checked out there a little bit, opened himself a little bit of a cushion over the 98 of Nathan Faden and the 48 of Thomas Lipscomb. Let's see if Lipscomb thinks about making a move here. Going to think better of it for the time being. Pit stop should be coming up in about another 10 laps for the second round of green flag pit stops here today, which I believe would take us to the end of this race the way this is going. Seen a lot of good racing up front, though. It's kind of obviously odd the way the leaders have completely separated themselves here today, but these guys have put on a great show, all three of these guys. Oh, and we have our first caution of the day. Do we? Is there a caution? They all slowed up there awkwardly. No caution on the racetrack. Oh, Nathan Faden! I think he blew up. I think Nathan Faden just blew up or something, or he has a problem because the 98 just slowed off the pace. He'll dive to pit road. Oh, this is a heartbreak for Nathan Faden. I don't know what's wrong with that 98 machine, but he dives to pit road, and now the man who gets the biggest win out of this is Jonathan Logan. He has over a 3-second lead now over Thomas Lipscomb. Eric Monaco now into the podium position. Patrick Smith, Scott Upton, Dustin Davis. Oh, what on earth is happening to the 98 of Nathan Faden? His bad luck this year continues. And he just falls back there in pit road. I don't know what the issue is on that 98 machine. It's not pit stops. I mean, unless he's trying to pull some big brain strategy, but even that seems, for an NR 2003 AI, that seems odd. Is the 98 coming back out here quickly? Let's take a look here. He's already back out, so hold on a second now. Let's follow along with Jonathan Logan here, the leader. So it's about 28 laps on our fuel run. He pitted in about lap 47. Ooh, so this is really interesting by Nathan Faden. If this race stays green, Nathan Faden may be in position to win this race now. I'm not entirely certain. That takes him with his pit stop there. That would take him to about right at the end of the race to be good. So, I don't know. That's a tough one. Because he'd be out there on old tires. I just don't know if that's the right strategy call by the 98 team. Because nobody else is pitting here. There's not a single other driver on this racetrack right now who's currently pitting, which is makes the thing even weirder about that strategy call there. I mean, they could have had a tire going down. That's entirely possible as well. But 3.2 seconds is the lead for Jonathan Logan. Caution free through 50 laps here at the Darlington Raceway. Definitely not something I think we thought was going to happen, but let us see how this goes down here. We are inside of 30 to go. We are inside of 30 to go here. This has been quite an interesting race here today. Obviously, we saw a lot of lead changes here early on in the race. You don't expect the 98 to just check up there and slow the whole field down like that. So obviously there isn't too much you can do about that there. Thomas Lipscomb's closing back in though. Jonathan Logan doesn't quite have the pace that it looks like he had early on. So let's see here. Can Thomas Lipscomb close in? Eric Monaco, though, wants his shot at second. He'll dive the 9 car to the inside. Can't get there. Lipscomb's going to get a big run off the top side. Now Patrick Smith, who's had a great run, and overall just a good, solid, quiet past couple of weeks here. He's had a good run there. Dives it to the inside. Move the 11 up to 4th. And now Scott Upton could get by Monaco, so move Upton back into the top 5. Jonathan Logan here heading into turn 3. Thomas Lipscomb. I think Lipscomb's closing, so it's going to be all up to the pit strategy. That is going to be what determines this race here. We're going to find out when these guys make their pit stops here how the strategy plays out. Worth noting too, Patrick Smith has the fastest lap of the race today. So that 11 Pontiac for EEL Racing. I know they're sitting in the bottom of the owner's points. Man, oh man, would that be huge for them to win in the Southern 500. Now Smith going to go to the inside of Lipscomb. He's on the move. Can't quite get there. Just got chopped up a little bit there by the 48 of Thomas Lipscomb. And this is going to slow them up a bit to where it's going to allow Upton to close in a touch. And I think it's going to open the gap back up to Jonathan Logan here. Oh, it actually closed down a bit. 2.5 seconds is the gap. So if these guys can get a good pit stop and then a good outlap, anything is in play here. Inside of 20 laps to go. Obviously, pit stop should be starting here pretty soon. And then obviously, too, we have to keep in mind what exactly is the strategy going to be for Nathan Faden. He doesn't have to pit. Rowe and Davey Johnson still have to pit, but he doesn't have to pit. So we'll see here. Could end up with Nathan Faden out in front. Could be Jonathan Logan. Could it be Thomas Lipscomb? Patrick Smith hot up the gearbox of the 54. We're going to find out. The gap's closing down a lot, though. 2.26 seconds is now the gap from Lipscomb to Jonathan Logan, with Patrick Smith closing and Scott Upton closing. So could we have 4 cars under a blanket to potentially settle this out? These drivers have been going at it hard today. Logan, obviously, in the 54 seems to have the best car here late in the going, but it has been a fun race today. No cautions, but we're seeing the strategy games are definitely getting interesting with this, with Nathan Faden doing that off-dice strategy. A ton of green flag passing and racing throughout the field. Worth noting, Brandon Nelson's up to 7th. If Stuart Grattan Motorsports can get another top 10, when Otter Island, American Motorsports, those teams, Cohen, all struggling today, that would be huge for them. Patrick Smith is going for second. That 11 car is looking strong here late in the race. He goes to the inside of Lipscomb, clears him for second. Move Patrick Smith up there. Oh, Upton could get shuffled out now. Eric Monaco goes by Lipscomb. Now Brock Nelson, Brandon Nelson, Zachary Fitzwater, and Chase Harris. Oh, this could hurt Upton a ton. He went from 5th. He's going to not even settle down until about 8th or so. That's going to hurt him. Oh, are these guys diving for pit road? We got guys diving for pit road. I think some of those guys were trying to dive for pit road because they look like they went really, really slow there. Oh, that pack looked like they slowed up a ton there. It looked like these guys were all trying to get to pit road, but they couldn't. So that puts Patrick Smith in a hot pursuit of Jonathan Logan. Now the other thing, too, to worth noting here, do you take 2 tires? If you take 2 tires versus 4, there is some strategy calls to be made here. Oh, this pack is going to get slowed up even more. So that 6 or 7 car cluster there of Fitzy, Chase Harris, Brandon Nelson, Upton, Monaco, or Lipscomb, and Brock Nelson, they are going to probably lose a ton of time here. Patrick Smith is within striking distance of Jonathan Logan. Let's watch this 11 car to see what he does on the strategy. Obviously to the right sides first. Will he take rights? I just heard William Brock get into somebody on pit road. So 4 tires for the 11. Does anybody else? Will anybody roll the dice? You know, obviously we're only going to have about 15 laps to go. It could be worth taking 2 tires. Brandon Nelson still staying out there. Oh, Monaco's going to be side-by-side racing Patrick Smith on the exit. I don't see anybody taking the pit strategy. Upton, Alphaby, Arthur Xavier, Lipscomb, Brock Nelson. Here they go, side-by-side. Monaco gets around Patrick Smith on pit exit. So he'll be in hot pursuit, chasing down that 54 of Jonathan Logan. Oh, where's Nathan Faden going to cycle into all this? I don't think the strategy worked out for Faden because he's now sitting behind Jonathan Logan. So I don't believe the strategy worked out. We'll find out here in a moment. Alexander Rowe, let's see here. At the stripe, I don't believe. Yeah, it just didn't work out for Nathan Faden. Too much of a gap, I think. But he's close. I think he was hoping he could jump the leader with that strategy. Now, he didn't jump the leader, but he is close to the back of that 54. He's within a second. So he may still have a shot. Dustin Davis has gotten up to 3rd. I don't know how. Let's see here. This should cycle them all out. Nope, timing and scoring is still updated. Dustin Davis is going to be in 3rd. Make that second Dustin Davis to 2nd position. Faden got high. Smith closes in. I don't know what happened to Eric Monaco. Nathan Faden is slow there. Brandon Nelson gets shuffled out of the points. Scott Upton is still flying the banner for Stuart Grattan Motorsports, but here we go at the stripe. 11, 10, 12 laps to go. Jonathan Logan, Dustin Davis, Patrick Smith. That's your top 3. Does Dustin Davis have anything for the 54 of Jonathan Logan, who's been dominant late in the going of this race? We'll find out here. I don't know. That 11 car is blistering quick, but you know, if he tries to race Dustin Davis for too long, it could just end both of their days. They really need a caution, but I don't think they're going to get one. Gap now a 1.5 seconds, so Jonathan Logan opened it up that time. Patrick Smith, I think, closed his down a little bit, so we'll see. That 11 car, though, has been impressively fast late in the going of this race. It's just they're going to need to take tenths, many tenths out of lap in order to have a shot at catching Jonathan Logan here for this race victory. 10 laps to go. That's not going to be, that's way too much a gap for that 70 and the 11. They close a couple hundreds. Patrick Smith goes by to 2nd. So Patrick Smith, he goes by to 2nd. The man who's put in the fastest lap of the race so far today. And he's been strong late in the going. He'll have 9 laps to catch Jonathan Logan and pass him. Can he do it? We don't know, but we are about to find out. Alexander Rowe in the 8 car, 31st on track. Oh, he might slow up Jonathan Logan a little bit. Ooh, Logan's going to have to pass by him. 2.5, the gap at the stripe. Patrick Smith, let's see if he's closing. Oh, they are close. They are close here. I just don't know if, I think Patrick Smith he might get to him, but it might be too little, too late for that 11 machine. Oh, he's close, though. That is closer. I think he might have actually closed the gap down. Let's see here. Gap at the line. It is, as time and scoring, 1.125 seconds. So Patrick Smith in the 11 is closing. I don't know. I don't think he has enough time. I think he's going to run out of time. He'll get there with about 2 laps to go, but that 8 car Alexander Rowe is absolutely in his way. The only thing that could help him is if the 8 Alexander Rowe tries to get up to the 54 Jonathan Logan and race him. That would bring in Patrick Smith, but Smith closed in even more that lap. Gap at the stripe. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's under a second. Patrick Smith is closing. Oh, Patrick Smith's closing, and Alexander Rowe closed in a bunch on the 54 Jonathan Logan. Oh, this could we are going to have a race to the finish, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Smith, Jonathan Logan, and the lap car Alexander Rowe. How will he play into effect of this? Logan might, I don't know if he's going to be, is it going to be a closer gap this time at the line? Timing and scoring refreshing here at the stripe. The gap is now only 0.69 seconds. Oh, that is not. Patrick Smith is closing. He needs to get by Alexander Rowe right now. He dives to the inside. Can't have time racing a lap car. He gets to the inside of Rowe through the corner. Can he clear him? He does clear him, and he's setting his sights on that 54 Jonathan Logan. Oh, it's going to be even closer at the stripe. The 11 of Patrick Smith is absolutely flying late in the going of the Southern 500. 0.3 of a second is the gap. Here comes Smith. He's going to chase a huge run. Here he goes to the inside. Patrick Smith for the lead. Late in the going, 5 laps to go. Let's see if he can hold him to the inside. Jonathan Logan is trying to fight back on the outside, though. 54 is going to get a run to the outside. Oh, they're going to be side by side down the front straightaway here at the stripe. Logan leads. Now the 11 of Patrick Smith. He'll send it off into the corner, and he's going to take the lead. Patrick Smith, 4 laps to go in the Chick-fil-A Southern 500. Will he have enough? Obviously, Logan is still there. He's not fallen back yet, and Alexander Rowe's definitely shown he has a fast enough car that if he wants to get racy to get his lap back, which is pointless at this point, but Patrick Smith absolutely storming through the field late in the going of this race. Let's find out what he has here late in the going here. 3 laps to go. Dustin Davis gets by Jonathan Logan. So Dustin Davis, will he try a Hail Mary here to see if he can win this race? Oh, that 70 car looks like he might have closed in sometime himself. So could they catch each other on the white flag? We'll find out. 2 laps to go at the stripe. Patrick Smith, it's been a struggle all season. It took him, I believe, 7 races to score points. He's come alive, though. The past few races, he's just been knocking out some solid, consistent runs. Nothing spectacular, but we haven't seen this kind of speed out of him all year. A veteran driver to the NOFSRL, a bunch of wins in his career. But he just has that team that they just haven't had the speed all season, but he can nab 6 more corners. Oh, he slowed a lot there in that corner. Dustin Davis is going to close in. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. White flag in the air one more time for Patrick Smith in the Chick-fil-A Southern 500. See if that Season 2 reserve on the line here. He's going to nail it through 1 and 2. Just driving easy does it. Doesn't have to push it too hard. Don't want to get into the wall and risk it here. Well, the 11 of Patrick Smith through 3 and 4 for the final time. What a terrible season it's been up to this point, but it's probably all going to be forgotten now. Out of turn 4, Patrick Smith storms through the field late, and he will win the Chick-fil-A Southern 500 here. Stellar drive from the 11 team. Dustin Davis a runner-up, Jonathan Logan, Eric Monaco all the way up to 4th. Scott Upton, P5, Thomas Lipscomb, Christopher Alphaby, Chase Harris, Justin Zidell, Brandon Nelson round out the top 10. Arthur Xavier so close. Tristan Allen, Brett Sierra, Colton Yo. A terrible weekend from the points leaders. Josh Williamson, 16th. Angel Olvera is going to come home 26th. A terrible showing for last week's winner. And Nathan Faden, I don't know what on earth happened. I think he must just fell off the pace. But Patrick Smith, he is a winner here in the Body Armor Cup Series, and he now has a Season 2 reserve available to him. So should he elect to come back next season, he does have that reserve now ready to available, so he does not have to worry about sign-up. So he now has a reserve for Season 2. A big moment for him. The last man to claim a Season 2 reserve bid by winning a race here. Overall, an unbelievable race. We did not have a single caution at Darlington. We went 74 laps, not a single caution, and a ton of passing up and down through the field. Definitely one of the more exciting Southern 500s we've seen. Very fast, too, given that we had no yellows. An exciting race here today. So to see Patrick Smith claim his first win, it's not going to, I don't expect to see Patrick Smith up there finding a late season comeback in the points, but, anything to get EEL racing out of the basement. They finally score a win. Dustin Davis with a runner-up. That's big for him. Jonathan Logan, Eric Monaco, Scott Upton, cranking away those top fives. You got a consistency pays off, and we're seeing that from the Stuart Grattan team. Thomas Lipscomb a solid 6. Alphabet, Chase Harris, Justin Zidell, and Brandon Nelson. Overall, an interesting race weekend here at Darlington. Like we were saying, a lot of guys just didn't have it who were up there in the points. We saw guys who fell off, comers and goers throughout the race. It's definitely one of the more interesting races we have seen here this season. But that does it here for us from Darlington. Wrap up here for Darlington this week. Next weekend, we head to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Total 500. And that's going to be an exciting race when we go out there. I believe it's 64 laps, I believe it is. I don't remember the exact. It's like 64, 67. Let's say it's 67 laps. 67 laps at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Total 500. Definitely an interesting racetrack, obviously. Multiple lanes, lots of passing, tons of high speed. Could see some calamity. I don't know if we're going to go caution-free, but a caution-free race concludes here at Darlington Raceway in the Chick-fil-A Salute the Troops Southern 500. Patrick Smith is your winner and has a Season 2 reserve spot. Thank you for tuning in. The points are after this. Congratulations to Patrick Smith and EEL Racing. We will see you guys next time in Charlotte.